Welcome to part 3 of the 11th gate of the star. We now begin the initiation of the 11th gate of the star. Sit in a relaxed position, your legs and arms uncrossed. Start with some deep breathing and visualizing a candle with a brilliant, pure, white flame. Continue to look into the candle's flame, staring through its center as if the white light were a door to another dimension of your being. Now you float through this door and are on a plane of sand upon which arises a pyramid with a layer of ground and polished moonstone covering it. It gleams a dazzling white, lit by an inner radiance and set against a star-laced sky. This is the temple of the morning star. You will enter this temple through 11 gates into 20 facets of its being, responding to the essence of its divine body of consciousness, which is your greater self, on these 20 levels of awakening to the divine mantle. As a primary guide, we will follow the 20-day journeys of the Mayan month and its correlative Zultun Tarot image as listed by Peter Ballin in The Flight of the Feathered Serpent. My benefactor Thoth is your sorcerer guide, and a hidden master is your fool guide, so to speak. And so, now we begin. You enter the first gate. Your experience here is defined by Imex, the priestess. It is the presence of being quickening within the womb. In the womb, the memory of I is born. Peter Ballin states that it is here where the individuation of the person as its start with remembrance. Upon the altar of the Imex, you see the crystal skull of Isis, a beautiful rose quartz. She is presented to you. She is the living goddess who carries you inside her and gives birth to you each morning, taking you back into her mystery with every night. Look about the chamber. It no longer contains walls, but is a space without limit. Respond to your own birth from the womb of the goddess. Enter the second gate. Herein is contained 2 expressions of the soul's journey. The Ik, the consort, she who is born of air, and the Rule, Abkal, he who is born of water. Thoth speaks. Take thee into form the breath of life. Mold from thy lungs the first pillar of existence, that which is the increase of substance through the decrease of non-being. The consort, the empress of the earth, is perpetual breath, the inflow and outflow of design and harmony. Become her temple. Arise, Abkal, as a cleansing sea from the font of the heart. Through the baptism of the ruler, so you release your past transgression. See now the blending of the air and the water, that of simultaneously coming into being and letting go of the negative conditioning from your past incarnations. Before you is the crystal skull of the feathered serpent, Akun Quetzalcoatl. Reach out your right hand and touch the top of his skull. He is opening to you your scroll of life and death. Know thyself, child of the earth. Become thyself, child of God. Enter the third gate. The priest Khan, who is the knowledge of evil, and the twins of love, Chachan, who gather together experience, create for your journey the significance of the fourth and fifth expressions of the rising form. Thoth speaks, Ye who enter the third gate of the temple of the Morningstar, be not unwary of the shadow side of your soul. Look within, tempt darkness to the edge of illumination, so that thine inner eye may perceive the whole vision. For what is it that ye see in darkness but the imperfected light? Gather together as a robe of stars about thee all that is written in earth and in heaven, both profane and sacred. Fear not, receive into thy spirit the knowledge that love conquers all. Upon the altar is the crystal skull of Kali, she who lifts the veil and commands the rectification and balance between good and evil. Face her honest gaze and allow her to see into your heart and mind. Enter the fourth gate. Herein is the repository of the warrior, Simi, the one who dies to all that has been gathered, and the cactus, who is Monique, the strength of overcoming death. Peter Ballon writes, only in death is there freedom from the known, and dying becomes a way of life. Only with death as a constant advisor are correct values given to the perception of experience. End of quotes. It is through Monique that death is overcome, as one discards the personality and becomes one with spirit. Before you is the crystal skull of Lazarus. Look into the sockets of this master. Enter the tomb with him, and arise once again from the dead into the light of the living. Enter the fifth gate. The guardians of this gate are Lamont, the sage who overcomes the material world, and Muluk, the great wheel reaping the rewards of effort as it turns. Peter Ballon states that Lamont shows the candidate that the overcoming of knowledge gives power, and that power must be overcome. End quotes. Thoth speaks. In this chamber of the temple of the Morningstar, before you stands the sage, the wise hermit of the inner recesses of the mind. By his side is a large golden wheel, much like the Tibetan prayer wheel. He touches the rim of the wheel with his left hand, and motion begins. But it does not turn the edge of the great wheel. It is the movement at its center, where all thought is born. In the center of the wheel, so the sage reveals to you the purpose of creation, the myth of death, the song of life. So as the sage touches the wheel with his left hand, he holds the crystal skull of Nephthys in the other. The Egyptian goddess Nephthys is the giver of mystery, the revealer of the peace within, that which is hidden in her chalice, for she arises with the eyes of the night and reclines from sight in the clear light of day. Ask her your question now, the question from deep within you, which you seek to know. She will give you your creation myth. It is your golden heart with the ruby center. Wear it as a talisman as you continue your journey to the 11th gate. Listen now to the goddess spin your myth. Enter the 6th gate. Ok, the master of balance, greets you as you enter fully into matter. Here you are suspended, the hangman, twin, he who burns without flame. Thoth speaks. You are no longer limited by what you know, but are free to experience what is. You have passed through your creation myth and have become your creator. It is now the time to enter fully and without pain of mortality into flesh, for you bring no karma into this body. It is grace born as a substance of the divine mantle. That which remains as an unreality, yet still clings to the bones of your being, must burn away. The karmic body cannot enter into the same space with the body of grace. You must choose. You must allow your karmic form to burn into the smoke of the sweat lodge. As the blue smoke rises, you have been received by the dove of the homeward light. In the sky shines the crystal skull of Serduin, the Celtic goddess who is keeper of the cauldron of souls. She imparts to you your place in the starry wonder. Gaze into the cauldron of stars in the forehead of the crystal skull of Serduin. What does she mirror for you to see?